Hello viewers, it's the Mindful Man. I'm just reading a chapter but from the Eden Plot by Paul G. Brett, a book on Amazon KDP. I hope you enjoy it. It was the end of January and the start of a new century. The buds on the magnolia tree in the courtyard were just beginning to appear. In 2 months' time the purple-pink petals would be like delicate porcelain, translucent and fragile. But for now the moment of triumph was still to come. Round 3 sides of the courtyard were the 2 Victorian houses that formed the diocesan office. They had pointed gables and severe lines of red brick over the windows, and were not in the best state of repair. The brickwork needed repointing and paint was peeling from the window frames. Glancing at the tree, I walked quickly through the heavy door and went up the stairs. At the top was a framed photograph of our bishop, an intelligent but otherworldly man, who seemed to show little understanding of our current organizational problems. Rounding the corner, I caught a glimpse of Acton through the crack in his door. His head was slumped in his hands, and for a moment I caught a suspicion of despair. Victoria, his secretary, was sitting at her desk in the room next door. "Good morning," I said cheerily as I passed, but there was no reply. She was staring vacantly at the computer on the desk. I hurried through the swing door and went into the further recess of the office. Another Friday had begun. Another week was nearly over. Some minutes later, when I had settled into my room, Stepney appeared with the first cup of tea of the day. It was Darjeeling, and far from everything stopping for tea, nothing could begin without it here. I was quite fussy. I had forbidden her to touch the unreliable gas water heater most of the others used, insisting on fresh boiling water straight from the tap, and she had quickly got used to the idea. She told me she liked the work we had for her. The pressure was less than she had endured in the commercial world of the West End, and it was closer to home. The phone rang and I seized it with my left hand. "Hello, Latimer speaking," I said. "Oh, James, Mr. Acton wants to see you. Can you make this afternoon?" It was Victoria. "Do you know what he wants? I've got quite a lot on my plate at the moment." "I think you ought to come," she replied. "Shall I put you in for 4:30? "Oh, very well, Victoria, yes. Are you all right?" "Yes, well, no, not really. Come on, it's none of my business, of course, but you are one of my colleagues in this office, and I don't like to see people upset." "Thank you, James, thank you, but I don't want to talk about it. Not here, anyway. So how about a drink after work one day next week?" I knew it wasn't my business to do things like this. At the end of the day, we all went home to our private lives. Home, children, friends, things on the telly, and in the garden. I knew a proper work-life balance was important. I rather thought this was one of the things the church was all about in a sort of way. Hope you enjoyed that reading. I'm getting a bit out of breath. I'll read some more later.